Hey, Internet. So, day two of the Robinson Pilot Safety course, and great day. A lot of time spent in the POH. In fact, the whole day spent in the POH. But it was really kind of a good day. It was actually really informative. A lot of time spent on things like the height velocity envelope, and then detailing how the aircraft is tested, how it compares to other aircraft, just how things like that you deal with every day in the pilot operating handbook, um, how those little graphs are actually created and how they're tested for. And they had videos and the test pilots actually going out and testing for what is a recoverable auto rotation from altitude, and some incredible footage of some crashes, and I guess that's not recoverable. And it just really gives me a profound appreciation for, we climb in these helicopters knowing what the bounds are and knowing what the limitations are, and we get to look up this data. And one of the things that's always amazed me about Sikorsky and some of the people who trailblazed aviation is that we climb in the helicopter knowing that it flies, and they climb in the helicopter not or they climbed in the helicopter not knowing whether or not it was airworthy or that it flew. They had to figure out not only how to fly it, but also how to develop the skills to fly, but also how to build the helicopter better. So they were both building helicopters and learning to fly at the same time. I have the benefit of getting in the helicopter knowing that it flies. So it was kind of amazing to watch these videos of test pilots, executing maneuvers literally at the edge of the envelope, literally defining the envelope. That we just open a book and here it is in black and white, and we go, oh hey, so understanding what those charts mean and then how it's defined in that data, and also what goes into developing that data, was really powerful. It was also cool to see the difference in the models. How they spent a lot of time talking about how engines are derated, why they're derated, how horsepower changes at altitude. So just a lot of specific technical data around the airframe, how that feeds into safety operations and whatnot. So really a good day, informative, a lot of information, but a lot of information now that I'm out of that private. Have done another block of flying, cross country flying, and have done flying. It was a lot of what they were presenting. It was, oh hey, that's applicable. That's applicable. I could apply that to missions that I've flown. It was really good information. Tomorrow, I get to go on the flight portion. They've been fantastically accommodating. I was supposed to fly on Thursday. They were incredibly helpful moving my flight up to Wednesday so I can actually get out, get on the airport, get on my air flight home early, which is really appreciated. So I can get home to the kids that much earlier. So they've just been really great to work with. Also going over all the emergency procedures. Talking about not only how to train emergency procedures, but also, real life situations around emergency procedures. And, here's what it says in the POH, but then real life ramifications, survivable accidents that were made worse by the pilot not executing the procedure well. So, just real life information on, the black and white POH says this, and then translating that to real world experience. So limitations, performance, emergency procedures. It was really cool to kind of get a deeper understanding of the POH, from the manufacturer. So that was really cool. Looking forward to the flight portion tomorrow. I'm sure I'll be a lot more amped up tomorrow after having flown. It's really cool. They kind of say, hey, any special areas of focus time. So the main thing I want to check off is just doing my recurrency on my SFAR 73. That's really the only main endorsement I need. Um, Obviously, my check ride counted as my SFAR 73, but since I'm here, I might as well get another SFAR 73 that gets me for another year, and get that checked off while I'm here. But also talking to the pilot about the type of environment I fly in, and really focusing on that type of environment. That way, we could do some safety training and whatnot, specifically around the type of environment that I fly in. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow, and really just focus on confined areas, steep approaches, and the type of environment that I find myself flying into on a regular basis. So really excited about the flight portion. So tomorrow is maintenance and flight, and then Thursday's the test. So I guess that's where I really find out if I've been paying attention. So really great class. So not trying to sell anyone on it, but it's been really meaningful to me. Again, taking experience I've had flying and applying it in the class. I've had some people say that they've, gone, for insurance purposes, like their school send them, as part of their insurance early on. I think it's been meaningful having some more hours under my belt. I have some more experience. I don't think it would be bad for a lower time pilot, but it's also been good to have some independent experience. I can come back and correlate. There's a lot of dudes in there with huge hours. So it really just seems to run the range from high time to medium time. I'm probably in there with the lowest amount of time. But it really has been good to have some experience that I can correlate and whatnot. So really just been a fantastic experience, and they're really very open with the aircraft issues, design parameters, why things are changing, what's changing, what accidents led to that, when there's mechanical issues, what happened in the redesign phase, the fuel bladders, door hinges, they had a door sucked into the rotor system because of a failed pin back '02. Led to a redesign of the door hinges on the 22. And so they just kind of break down all of the maintenance and service and why, and this is why we do things the way we do. And basically their point is, hey, when you look at the POH and there's this little thing here that says this, and it changed from pin to pins, as a pilot, you may not even notice, or you may not take the time, or you may just say, like, you've checked the aircraft 500 times where it says check pin, check pin, check pin. You get the updated sheet, you put it in that now says check pins. Take the time to go in and dig deep and say, why did it go from check pin to check pins? Well, that's because now they had this door failure. Now there's 2 pins on every door, and make sure that you understand what that change was and why. And so, it was really, I think, very well done, because they're not trying to hide any information. I think Robinson gets a really bad rap out there for being over. I don't know. I think they just get a really bad rap. This has been a really positive experience. I mean, doesn't seem like they're burying anything when you're in the class. Hey, this is what we have. This is what we did about it. Blah 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 blah. And they really use it as building blocks to help make better pilots and better experience. So, it's just been a really really eye-opening day, and a good day. So looking forward to getting up in the flight portion tomorrow, maintenance and flight portion tomorrow, and get some flying in. They said that it's about 1.2 to 1.3 hours, depending on if there's any ATC delays. So I'm going to see if there's anyone in the tower I can bribe to just get some really just brutal delays tomorrow. That's a joke, but anyway, hopefully we'll just have some brutal ATC delays. They'll vector us all over, and we'll end up with like a 1.8. I don't know, but also really excited to get to fly. We're right under the LAX airspace, and we're going to go, I guess, between 3 or 4 airports. And so kind of excited to fly in a busy airspace, and just get a little bit more experience in this type of an environment, with an instructor and some dual time. So I'm going to talk to him when he asks what areas of focus. I want to be the confined area, steep approach, SFAR 73, but also just pushing on, this type of just anything as far as focus on the radio communications and busy airport environments, just that I can pick up, or awareness and communications and radio operations. So really look forward to tomorrow. Appreciate you watching. Comments, feedback, question, please take time to subscribe. Hit me with any questions. Anything about the course that you have questions about, happy to answer. Again, really recommend taking the course. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Just just really eye-opening, powerful experience. So I don't want to get into all the I have pages of notes, but I feel like anything I would do, I wouldn't do justice to out of context of the class. But really appreciate the class. Tim Tucker has been fantastic. And Mallory, the course director, has been wonderful as far as, moving the coursework around. The lunches have been good. And you sit in this hangar, and there's I think there was 16 helicopters out there sitting in the hangar waiting for pickup, and it's just a surreal, for anyone who loves aviation, it's just kind of a surreal environment to find yourself in. You're around people that love flying. You're around tons of helicopters. They're out there doing flight testing all day. It's just really hard to go wrong when you find yourself out here. So anyway, hit me with questions. Thanks for watching.